Hello, my name is Visor. Welcome to episode 17 of Let's Play The Witcher 2. Last episode, we were exploring the Cadwinian war camp. This episode, we're actually going to do a quest with a guy called Maverick, which is sort of a weird name for this setting, but whatever. It's kind of interesting.
Piss off out of here.
You're talking to an elder, so show a little respect, you pricklicker.
Respect for you? This is no place for crappers like you. Out, I said.
Aye, true. Join the pegs in the pen, that's your place.
Ouch, well that was pretty rude. Let's talk to him and see what's his problem.
Are you alright?
You'd best leave. Old Maverick ain't a good companion. Unless you're looking for someone to mock.
What I saw back there, that happen often? What's the problem?
I've bigger problems to deal with than the camp tramps. My nightmares have invaded my waking life. The specters haunt and hunt me by day.
Come on. Nightmares are common. Start at the beginning.
One night, I walked to the riverside and sat there, staring at the stars. I must have fallen asleep. I dreamt of my birdie, her milk-white bosom, her gentle voice. I saw and heard her as if she sat beside me, and then that voice became a terrifying whisper. Curdled the blood in my veins. I opened my eyes, but the spectre remained. It went on talking, hovering over me, stretching its mitts out towards me. I felt a deathly chill, and then it happened.
What?
Never been a coward. At the fore and fierce in many battles. But a human's one thing. A spectre's another. No other way to put this. I shit myself. Out of fear. Pants right full by the time I got back to camp. Since then, they mock me. Call me the Crapper.
Well, in terms of insults, that's not really the most original thing, but I guess it's true. Anyway, let's see what else is going on.
I didn't see anyone mocking you. Well, except for those two drunks.
Then you haven't looked around well enough. I'm the laughing stock of the entire camp.
This thing always glitches here for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but now I'm stuck picking the first choice, which sort of ends the conversation. Oh well.
I'm not surprised, to be honest.
Geralt's not that big of a dick. Probably. Anyway, let's keep talking to him.
I want to ask something else.
Ask away.
Alright, so what time did this happen?
What time did the spectre appear?
I went to the beach after my watch, so it must have been an hour before midnight. I've no idea how long I slept, but when I reached the camp, it was dawning in the east.
And why did you go?
Why did you go to the beach?
During Henselt's last expedition, we stayed in a house there. My unit was on the lookout for Demaven's forces trying to cross the river. I just wanted to recall the old times.
So you took part in the campaign 3 years ago?
Took part? I barely escaped with my life. Leva, the brothel medic, saved me. Talk to her if you want to learn more. She knows everything about the camp.
Alright, so as the Witcher, we of course can get rid of the Spectre, but for a price.
I'll deal with the spectre, but you should know a witch's services don't come cheap.
My soldier's pay is meager. Got but a few coins in my pouch and some pipeweed. Will you do it for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Because otherwise, nothing happens. But anyway, before we leave, I still want my silver sword, so I'm going to go back to the guy, talk to him, and get a few more silver ore. I'll do this as many times as needed to get those silver ore and get my new sword. So, we're going to skip right ahead. Alright, so now I have my robust blue meteor sword. As you can see, the handle's a little different. I also threw in 2 more runes, a moon rune and a sun rune. That'll increase its magic damage and physical damage. Because there's really no reason to save them. We can always get more of these later, and really holding on to him forever doesn't do us any good.
Oi, Witcher! Out in these wastelands hunting monsters? Well, if you see two of my men, tell them I'll rip them both brand new assholes if they miss muster.
I mean, besides the whole trying to kill us thing, he's not been too bad of a guy. I think he's done us pretty good so far. Probably. I guess most of that was on the king's order.
What are they doing there?
It's a common malady. A day don't go by that some dimwit don't sneak out of the camp to go to the gullies.
We'll see if I come across anyone.
Luck be with you. You're a good fellow. Ah, find them and you'll see Corporal Zivik knows how to be grateful.
And really, the whole trying to kill you thing is kind of understandable. You are known as a Kingslayer at the moment, and he does serve the king, so it's not like he's a racist or something, at least, right? Anyway, over here is the brothel. And of course, we're looking for the brothel medic, Leva, right over here, who apparently saved Maverick way back when.
Are you Leva?
If you've got a growth of some sort and you're here for the salve, get in line.
Nothing of the sort this time. You were here during Henselt's previous expedition.
What of it?
I have some questions.
Be quick. Half of Henselt's nobility's waiting for this salve. They've all started pissing blood out of longing for the spouses they left at home.
Okay, so the important thing is about the house on the cliff.
3 years back, it was the home of Malgat, a healer, and his family. While he helped us tend the wounded, someone murdered his children. Malgat couldn't come to terms with the tragedy and threw himself into the river. The children were buried behind the house. Their graves should still be there.
So that's really all we cared about, so let's go.
I'll let you get back to treating all those brave fighting men.
We should have ours.
Okay, so let's go find Malgat's hut and see what's going on over there. It's a fair bit of a walk, though. Also, these blue striped tents are, of course, the blue stripes. Rather straightforward, really. We'll talk to them later, and it's kind of interesting. Anyway, to get to Malgat's house, we have to walk through this weird ravine of sorts. The structure doesn't really make sense because there's no water flowing through it in a way that makes sense, and it's not carved by wind. Most likely, it was caused by somebody dropping a bunch of fireballs in the area. You know, Glesevig, or whatever her name was. Still, it's pretty impressive how powerful she is. Obviously, she's a lot more powerful than Deathmold, and definitely more powerful than Triss. But anyway, here we are in the clearing. We can sort of see it off in the distance. So there's a lot of things we can explore here. There's the hut. We can check out the beach as well, since after all, that's where Maverick was sleeping. And of course, there's the cemetery. But since we're so close, let's go into the hut first. As you can see, it's kind of busted, but not much else going on here. However, it's a very small hut, isn't it? They say a bunch of children and an old man was living there. There's only like 2 beds there. But to get an idea of how many people actually live there, let's go check out the cemetery. Over here, we see a few graves. And if you look on all of them, they have these little weird symbols on them. But to figure out whose grave it is, you actually have to examine them. Obviously, I don't want to do it for everyone, but this one is Malgat, the healer. The other ones I already read, so I'll just read you their names. I think this one was Moira, Marissa, the last one was Murin. So that's 4 graves, and I guess 3 children who all got murdered. Kind of makes sense that Malgat fucking lost it. But looking at the symbols, you can see on his grave, he has a down, diamond, up symbol. If you look at the next grave, you'll see this one has an up, diamond, down symbol. And some other symbols. They're important, but we got some other stuff we need to do as well. So when you walk over here, you'll notice you get a symbol that says you can cast the art sign. Which we will, because it'll blow up these barrels and suddenly reveal a trapdoor. So let's head on down there. Honestly, this place needs a trapdoor because you can't fit 4 people here. It's too fucking tiny. However, if you look in the basement, it's not really much of a living space. It's kind of weird. Looks like it's mostly for storage, and you got these weird altars with a lot of bones and crap. But if you look at the bones, you can see this one makes a diamond. The middle one is an up sign, and the one on the far left is a down sign. So let's try using some of these altars. Maybe we'll put in Marissa's order. See what happens. And, nothing good happens. Because that was the wrong order. It's just a single wraith, though, and our silver sword is kind of fucking awesome. Anyway, this time, let's put in Malgat's order, because that's the right order. So we're gonna put in down. Come on, down. Diamond. And then up. And this opens up a secret passageway. Well, secret room. I guess it's more of a secret study. And contains some notes from Malgit, which we can read, and it says nothing right now. It's complete nonsense. So we'll just keep that in mind. Other than that, there's not much in the secret room. There are some stuff here, which we might as well loot. After all, getting this stuff is pretty cool. Grabbing all this stuff is why we were able to make her a nice silver sword anyway. Not sure where all these people are getting meteor bits, though. It seems very common. Anyway, for the most part, we've checked out this general area, but remember how Maverick said he saw the spirits when he was sleeping on the beach? And the way he described it, he did it sometime in the evening or maybe around midnight. So, let's follow his clue and go do that. That's right, we're gonna meditate completely exposed on a haunted beach. Because that's the right thing to do, gang. Oh, check it out. There's something bobbing on the beach. Pretty sure it's not a message in a bottle, so let's check it out and see what she wants. Maybe she just wants to get in touch with a loved one or something.
You're not the one we seek, though his aura is strong, even on you.
Impossible. I watched Maverick wash his pants.
Who are you?
Well, we can tell him that we kill wraiths. Probably piss him off. Or we can just tell him we're a witcher, which is also true. Also might piss him off, but whatever.
I'm a witcher, and I'm here because you haunt an innocent man. You've ruined Maverick's life, and it's high time you left this world.
Maverick? Innocent? That son of a bitch murdered me and my two sisters, then threw our bodies off the cliff. Our father, Malgit, died of despair. Fortunately, fate has brought Maverick here again, straight into our hands. Revenge shall be ours.
We could attack, but we also need more information, so...
I need to find out if you're telling the truth. If your story checks out, I'll bring Maverick here.
Okay, so we're heading back to Maverick to see his side of the story. Maybe he did kill those three sisters, but maybe he didn't. However, before we do that, I want to go to this area here. There's a bit of armor here which I want to use. Now, it's not main body armor, but you might have noticed that since starting Chapter 1, I've never actually changed my boots or trousers. There's no reason to. And this is the first chance of actually getting some pretty good boots, so we'll take them, though you probably can't tell the difference. Either way, we're heading back to the Cadwinian camp to talk to Maverick and see his side of the story. Alright, so we're back at the war camp, and by those barrels we can see Maverick, so let's see what he's got to say for himself.
Have you managed to do anything, Witcher?
Well, I've been to the hut. That counts, right?
I went to the house where you and your unit were stationed. Found some interesting things in the cellar.
I know nothing of that, and don't wish to know anything. I just want to be rid of that phantom.
I can't help you if you don't tell me the truth.
If I must. Folks say that old Malgit conspired with the river demons. So much blood has flowed down the Pontar. It's the evil in it that the beings in the river's depths feed on. That's all I know, truly.
Have you managed to do anything, Witcher?
So, we could go with the whole Spectre claims you're a murderer, but that's not the best option. All that really does is piss him off, so instead what we want to do is trick him into coming with us to the beach. So we'll lie to the Crapper and tell him that we need his help.
The specters manifest themselves even when you're absent. They've burrowed deep into your subconscious. If I killed them now, they'd return instantly, so I need your help to destroy them.
If there's no other way, what would you ask of me?
Meet me at the beach, an hour before midnight.
So, yeah, that was some grade A bullshit, but let's continue. We're going back to the beach. Hopefully Maverick will be there to help us out, whatever that means. All right, here we are back on the hill. And as you can see, there's Maverick.
Come on, no reason to keep the specters waiting.
Now, they call them specters and wraiths, but I think they're actually supposed to be called bruxas or whatever. There's some form of vampire based on women, which I think makes sense in this case. Anyway, let's see what they want.
You've finally returned, brother. Time to atone for your evil deeds. You shall surrender to us your soul.
Kiss my arse, Phantom. You'll not make me shit myself this time. Me and the Witcher will dispatch you where you belong.
Naive little Maverick, made a fool of your entire life. Isn't that true, Geralt?
What are they talking about?
So, at this point, we have a few options. We can tell them that he's yours and they'll just kill him. We can tell them not to listen to him and we'll fight him. Or we can talk to Maverick a little more and try to ascertain the truth. Let's try that first.
The Spectres say you're their brother, and you murdered them 3 years ago. What do you say?
How can you even ask? I'm a soldier, not a murderer!
Yeah, I don't actually understand how those two are mutually exclusive. I'm pretty sure there have been quite a few murderers that were also soldiers and vice versa. I'm not saying all soldiers are murderers, but there definitely can be overlap.
Denying it is not enough. You need to prove your innocence, and I need to know the truth before I make my choice.
I never murdered anyone. I'm a soldier. I kill foes, not women.
Yeah, that's not really proof, but sacrificing him is not good either.
I'll take your word over that of evil spirits. Now help me.
All right. So these guys aren't too bad.
How many more can there be?
Especially since we have this new sword. Now, you might have noticed that under the vitality bar, there is now an adrenaline bar. We need to charge that bar up to use our new ability. Unfortunately, against these three, we're not going to be able to charge it up. Currently, we generate adrenaline through magic use, and we're just not going to use that many spells to kill these guys. So, yeah. Hopefully, we'll get to show it off next time.
I'll not forget what you did for me.
I did it for coin.
A small price for peace of mind.
Don't you owe me an explanation? I want to hear the truth.
I was born by the very border. General van der Grift understood that I knew every blade of grass here. So he appointed me lead scout. We were based in my family's house.
This house?
One day I scouted beyond the river. When I returned, I found my father digging the graves behind the house.
What happened?
Honor was everything to him. He had brought us up, taught us principles, and then one day Adernian soldiers arrived and undid all that. Shamed his children. He could not stop himself. He swore he did not do it, but there was blood in his clothes. We fought. He fell from the cliff.
Why did the Spectres want your soul?
Maybe they've no tolerance for patricide.
Maybe. Now go back to camp and present proof of your valor. Take back your dignity.
I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do that, other than not crapping in his pants. Whatever. Anyway, we leveled up, so we could put another point into magic, but I think we'll put a point into dagger throwing just because we have a lot of daggers, actually. I've collected a bunch of them, so we'll start throwing those. Anyway, for this quest, there's still some unanswered questions. After all, at this point, we really don't know the truth. All we know is Maverick's side of the story. So was Maverick telling the truth? And if so, why did his sister's spirits think he killed him? That's kind of bizarre, right? Because I'm pretty sure it had nothing to do with the whole patricide stuff. If only we had someone who could confirm the truth. Oh right, we do. The ghost. If I invoke the magic of editing. So there are two ways to get the ghost side of the story. First, when you talk to Maverick and he says, "What did you learn?" If you tell him that the Spectres accuse him of being a murderer, he'll freak out and say you're making fun of him as well. Then he'll run off to the beach and become an emotional wreck. Well, I don't know about emotional, but he definitely becomes a wreck. Ugh, that stuff is disgusting. Alternatively, you can also betray Maverick to the Bruchas, right in front of him. He'll be pissed that you betrayed him, but he's got more important things to worry about, like being beat to death by the Bruchas. Either way, though, you'll end up talking to the spirits in the end, and they'll tell you their side of the story.
You're a fool, Witcher. You trusted a ghost born of suffering. My power shall grow with what you have granted me. When I devour your soul, nothing will stop me.
What? Who are you? And who murdered the sisters?
Their beloved father did. Edirnian soldiers defiled them, and he could not abide the shame. A sensitive murderer.
Why did you go after Maverick? Why not let him live?
His father, you see.
He had certain dealings with me.
I was elated when he gave his children up to me.
Sent them into my arms.
When he himself then joined us, my power
Grew. I felt a might in me like never before. And then I thought, families should stick together. And I was right. Maverick was scrumptious.
Odd that you never noticed Maverick had only 2 sisters and not 3. Initially, I worried I would not fool anyone with a multiplied female soul. But his brothers proved too resistant, and I was forced to try. Lucky for me, a naive witcher came along.
Alright, so there's the truth. That's obviously not Maverick's sister. And this demon will try to fight you. It's actually not that hard, and you can actually kill him fairly easily. Plus, when you kill him, he actually drops one of the best swords of Chapter 2. Still, in the end, you fail this mission and you don't get any EXP. So you don't hit level 17 like last time. Of course, this is non-canon, and I'm just doing this to show off both sides of the story because I think it's interesting. Turns out Malgit was conspiring with river demons, like Maverick said, and Malgit probably was possessed when he killed his children. Additionally, the thing about the whole, there's only 2 sisters, not 3. Remember, the graves were Morissa, Moira, and Murrin. Murrin is not a girl's name, it's a boy's name. But it doesn't really explain what did the Ardenian soldiers do to kill Murrin. Well, depending on your imaginations, there's a lot of possibilities. So I'll leave that part of the story up to you. Either way, that's it for this episode. Next episode, we'll do more good deeds around the Cadwinian camp, and Maverick, of course, will be alive. So until then, thank you for watching, and hope to see you guys next time.